Good Wednesday morning, Prospect. It is now exactly 2 weeks until our Lenten journey begins. And this time of year, I spend an awful lot of time thinking about that journey. And this year, with a year of coronavirus insanity under my belt, I got to thinking about the ways Jesus taught his disciples. And the first thing that pops up at me is that Jesus did not use tracts. I can't think of a better word right now, but he didn't have pre-written or pre-thought sermons or rules for the disciples to follow. Jesus taught his disciples by leading them, by living with them, by walking with them, or more accurately, allowing them to walk with him. I am amazed when I realize that Jesus taught his disciples how to pray, but he never taught his disciples how to preach. He did not actually teach his disciples how to lead, but he did teach his disciples how to be servants. And I think that's an important thing. John chapter 6 is the feeding of the 5,000, but I want to read a little bit. I'm going to skip parts, I'm telling you, because I want you to hear this. After Jesus went across the Sea of Galilee, a large crowd followed him because they had seen the miraculous signs he had done. Jesus went up a mountain and sat down with his disciples. He looked up and saw the large crowd coming toward him, and he asked Philip, "Where will we buy food to feed these people?" Jesus said this to test him, for he already knew what he was going to do. Philip replied, "More than half a year's salary wouldn't be enough to give each person a little bit." One of the disciples, Andrew, said that a youth has 5 loaves and 2 fishes, but what good is that for a crowd like this? Jesus had the crowd set down, he fed them, and when he was finished feeding them, he said to the disciples, "Gather up the leftover pieces so that nothing will be wasted." And they gathered up and filled 12 baskets with the pieces of the barley loaves that had been left over. Right there are at least 3 times that Jesus is teaching and instructing his disciples to be servants. Feed the people, figure out how you're going to feed the people, and don't waste anything. Gather it up. Disciples, the way you understand that someone is actually maturing as a disciple is when they quit thinking of themselves and they think about other people. You have heard me say before, there is a song in the Cokesbury hymn book that I really do love, and it's titled Others. Others, Lord, yes, others, let this my motto be. Help me to live for others, that I might live like thee. And in serving others as a Christian, we move from being self-centered and self-motivated to being God-centered and God-motivated. And what happens when you become a mature disciple is that, quite frankly, you can't bear to see someone suffering. Because when other people suffer, we suffer. So we're going to take a Lenten journey this year, and we're going to look at what it means to be a disciple. And I pray that you will go on this journey with us. I look forward to it. I would love to hear comments back from you in the comment section, and know that God loves you, and I promise you I love you. God bless you, Prospect.